Hey everyone, it's Eternal Realm owner welcome you guys. In 10 years' time, the Federation Kingdom of the East, by the hands of the five great sins, will fall. In order to prevent this, I have become their patron. With that said, I wasn't expecting this to become such a big deal. I had been a wage slave, working 78-hour weeks, when I possessed a noble in a fantasy world. Is it a good thing? Yeah, kind of. What the hell does this say? You're holding it upside down. In this world, I am illiterate and void of any special powers. Young master, your meal is ready. That was good. Are you done? I'll help with your bath before bed. But being a young master of accounts family where I can just be useless and pampered. This is the life. I don't know where I am though. The young masters will be returning tomorrow, so please sleep early tonight. Who? Young masters Leo Antonio. Why do you speak as if you don't know your own family? Palacio. Why does that name sound ominously familiar? Young master. Wait, am I in psychedelia? Psychedelia. It's a turn-based RPG. I used to play whenever I had the time. The thing is, no matter which route you take, the moment the five great sins appear: wrath, greed, sloth, pride, obsession, the kingdom nobility, and city, basically everything, start to enter their downfall. Among those, the Palacio house. Eldest son Leo Palacio, king of prostitutes. Second son Tonio Palacio, king of drugs, is a noble family of troublemaker that is a part of the sub-quest before the main episode begins. Yes, so I do know this place. Sub-quest 1. Investigate the Asteria Kingdom's Palacio House. The Palacio House is involved in prostitution and DEUG trafficking. They are running an organization called Avalon. This estate has an ominous vibe to it. Should I go in? Are you kidding me right now? The Palacios are the first to be wrecked by the five great sins. Extra villain Palacio House's third son, Alan Palacio. Please, please. I want to go back to being a 78 hours a week wage slave. So what if I'm living a life of luxury? I'll die in 10 years. This is worse than 6 months of unpaid wages. How come I possessed a fantasy character with no powers? Wait, powers. Right. Knowing what happens in 10 years is like being a prophet. Then why don't I just remove the causes of this world's downfall? And so, I decided to reform the five great sins for the sake of my peaceful noble life. Shouldn't it be possible since they're still kids? Has 0 powers. 2 months later, we rescued the orphans of the East's Human Testing Center, and left the management of the orphanage to a girl named Yusha. Evan, Alan's knight. My eyes are precise. You really are skilled. Right. That is a compliment, right? I can't really tell from your facial expression. Yes, of course. Evan, I look forward to continuing to work with you. I don't think I'll get used to that anytime soon. He used to be really obvious with his emotions. I feel like my possession of this body stopped at the face. Anyway, thank you for the praise, young master. Evan is a rare character in psychedelia, because he stays honest and loyal, even amidst all the betrayals. You said this was to save the girl named Yusha, right? Yes. I can see why. even in my eyes as someone who worked a long time as a mercenary. She was no ordinary kid. She was strong enough that I didn't understand why she just gave in to being locked up. Why didn't you bring her here? There's no benefit in keeping her there. You're right. It may look like I'm just neglecting her instead of making use of her. But leaving her like that is a part of my plan. Yusha Bludia, a non-human who signs a contract with an otherworldly being for its powers, and will go on to become Wrath of the Five Great Sins, to kill hundreds of thousands of people. But she shouldn't become Wrath if she grows up in peace. I finally took care of one landmine. I'll just make up an excuse. Ahem. Well, you know, it's not yet time. It's not yet time. Yes. Make sure nobody talks of this. Sponsor them with enough funds, too. I understand. And give this to Yusha. A letter? Is it important? It's just to see how she's doing. I figured I should reassure her somehow since she's been through a lot. A letter of reassurance. I'll make sure it gets to her. Although I don't know if that really will reassure her. The real purpose of the letter was to put in quotes I heard dozens of times. Archbishop. This is a spell that will let one befriend a non-human like you. It should calm you. Archbishop. Son of Wrath, calm thyself. Agony of the dark, impassivity of the bright. Belonging with the fall. During the story progression of the sin of wrath. It's too late. In the game, the attempts to calm her fail and the battle begins. But it might not be too late now. Since one's been taken care of, should I move on to my next target? It's a bit ridiculous to become friends with a monster just because of some quote, but maybe it'll work since they worship some god or whatever of the other world. It's hard to fathom the way those guys think. I mean, they're like fanatics. The mana I can feel from her is unbelievable. She's a strange child. It's like she has no emotions. You said Mr. Allen was the one who sent this letter. Why didn't he want me by his side? What? Because manifesting mana in this form is only possible in the Master Realm. It's not yet time. Yes, timing. He said that it's not yet time. I see. Do not forget. Agony of the dark, impassivity of the bright, belonging with the fall. This is a promise that only Master would know. I get it. I get what he means. Sin of wrath, daughter of monsters. Bloody Queen Yusha. Meanwhile, I've managed to extend my luxurious lifespan a bit. Even the bright moon is cheering me on. I'll work hard on the next kid as well. Is it not here after all? Young Master, we have rescued the second child you've mentioned. Have you? Did you make sure to treat the child very kindly? Of course, after saving the child from the illegal slave market. Dang, if it is an Allen. Second son of the county, Palacio Tonio. Why is an illiterate guy like you holding a book? Right, I heard you've been studying recently. Hey, answer this brother of yours. He's always such a bother. How did the original Allen take this? I'd like to strike back, but it seems you want to use the library, so I'll take my leave. You know your place. You insects are being too noisy. What the? I don't want to see blood first thing in the morning, so get lost. First son of the county, Leo Palacio. Brother, I told you to drop your shallow attitude when entering the library. You reek of drugs. Get lost while you can. The Palatial County quickly disappeared in the game. Subquest 1: Investigate the Palatial County of the Asteria Kingdom. The county sells prostitution and drugs, and runs an organization named Avalon. But their power is greater than I thought. Basically, the Scummy brothers are fighting over the family head position. The huge figure of the underworld, the prostitution king. And the large-scale drug cartel manager, the drug king. I can't mess with these two fingers for the sake of my sweet life. I'm going to happily live as a weak and incompetent bastard child. Though, the second child didn't seem ordinary either. How did someone like this find out about the illegal slave market? And secret bio-experiments happening in a different region? It seems he has a hard time keeping himself together. Young master, you're quite strange. You sent the child to the orphanage. Did he say that the child didn't seem ordinary? He isn't just an ordinary. He's of a cataclysmic scale. Within a united kingdom composed of several nations. Its central nation is the Kalian Kingdom. Who we saved from the illegal slave market was the second boss of psychedelia, Deus Macalian. After being sold into slavery and abused as he was passed from place to place, he became the embodiment of one of the 5 deadly sins, the sin of sloth. He then annihilated the kingdoms in the most horrific ways imaginable. It was in this part of the story where many Olayers were surprised by the game's cruelty. Contrary to his epithet sin of sloth, he was noted as a very hard-working individual who repaid both debts and disservices several times over. Hence why I emphasized to Evan to treat Deus very kindly. The reason why I sent him to the orphanage. It's not yet time. I expected as much. So, is the letter you sent to Yusha about the second child? Well, yeah. With some small talk, too. I told her to take care of this slightly sick child I sent her way. You're broken. Those are traces of that. It was the black goat. Wasn't it? Yet the great moon still has chosen you. Congratulations. So, feel the power you're bestowed with and let your potential be unleashed. If you stay loyal and follow his order, you shall have your revenge. Now then, I should send my first reply. Yesha, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. My second brother used me as a chair today, haha, funny right? I'd like to send you letters sometimes. Reply if you're okay with that. And the child I sent this time. With a light greeting. Ugh, just where is the third boss? Big trouble. The scum. No, I mean the second young master. What? That scum is dead. Already. My lord. When will this end? I'm so bored. I'm hungry. I knew this family was messed up, but man. A dark fantasy genre indeed. Anyway, for Tonio to die of an accidental fall. This is different from what I remember. Back in the game. I finally killed that vermin after so many years. Now I'm the rightful heir. I'm now Count Palacio. He cried desperately, saying he had finally killed him after all these years. He has a what a lucky break look on his face right now. At least try to hide your emotion. The culprit must be either Leo or his followers. Anyway, I just have to resolve the 5 deadly sins. A year later. As the successor problem was solved and Leo absorbed the drug business, the county became even more peaceful. In the meantime, Yusha and I became pen pals. If I keep in touch with her, it'll prove helpful in the future. Yuna is very good at hide and seek. Haiden is very good at warplay. Deus and Kantayuan to grow without trouble, and he likes to do puppeteering. They're good kids if you look at them like this. Below here is the sponsor list of this month. The list increased again. It's interesting that more sponsorships are appearing for that small orphanage. While unusual, it's a good thing nonetheless. Oh, right. About that thing you've been searching for. I received a call from THR Information Guild that they've found a clue. Really? That's a relief. It must be an ancient book abbey at the third boss. Finally, I get to find that guy as well. Everything's going smoothly. What a peaceful evening. Drug distribution site, Margot. The eldest of the Palacio family is quite generous. Yes. Our organization now has a few hundred members. Just a bit more. No. My hand is moving on its own. I enjoyed the puppet show of the day. There's more to report, it seems. Is there any point in doing this? Why, do you pity them? No, because they grind people to create drugs. I just don't know if this has anything to do with my revenge. Of course it helps. This is the basis to create space for him to return. How can we let the place be shabby when he arrives? I understand. Everything will proceed according to his will. We, the Blue Moon, shall be his sword. It's been 2 years since I became pen pals with Yusha. Ha. Ha. Where are you? I'm back. You were in the backyard, I see. Oh my, Yebin, you startled me. The 5th one has been safely sent to the orphanage. In that time, all 3 remaining sins were saved as well. Here. Eat up. Yes. Thank you. Finding the 3rd one, the sin of greed, was a bit of a struggle, but with my gamer knowledge. After working Yebin to the bone, it all worked out in the end. You've done well running around everywhere. You can rest for a while now. Is the orphanage mission over? Yeah, it's done. That's a relief. But, young master, aren't you happy? I am. You don't look like it at all. I'm smiling right now. Let's go with that. This went better than I thought. Things are going so smoothly. The bosses of Psychedelia all became the 5 great sins after a tragic past. Even though this is said in their past, before they awakened as sins. The chances of saving them all perfectly before their tragedies were slim. I'd been more worried about rescuing them after they were completely broken. How's the orphanage? Same as usual. Everything's running smoothly. The children who were like broken dolls at first have brightened up quite a bit. Really? Then we won't need to hire any caretakers. I didn't think Yusha would handle things this well. Maybe it's because of her character setting attached to the orphanage. When you look at it this way, Yusha's a good kid too. So, is there anything special in IT? Everyone's doing well. A few of the children here are growing up splendidness. You really don't have to worry about Deus anymore. And the new children you sent, no need to worry about them either. I'm glad. It feels good seeing all the kids growing up properly. All 5 of the sins are growing up normally. I guess the environment really does matter. So, when do you plan to meet them? You always said there'd be a time for that. That is. I actually have no intention of meeting them in person. It'd be good in many ways to get closer to them, but maybe because the process of becoming a sin is so horrific and tragic. Their personalities as seen in the game Flashback were already terrifying even as kids. I did save them before awakening, so it should be better. But still scary. Maybe 5 years later would be fine. I see. Anyway, from now on, in this god-awful dark fantasy world, all I need is a bit of self-defense skill. Magic requires talent and I just happen to have it. But, young master, have you heard of Blue Moon? Blue. What? Never heard of it. They're a group that's gotten popular recently, hunting down criminal organizations. Like cleaning up trash, sounds like good work. It's not part of the setting I know. So they'll probably disappear soon anyway. But apparently, they've even killed nobles. That's why I thought you might know about them, young master. From today on, you'll sleep in the room next to mine. Now then, shall we hear Blue Moon's activity report for the week? The North. I took care of everything. The slave traders' heads. The sin of pride, see along. See? They didn't even find out who I was. I loved the outfit Ryan made. I told them they'd live if they guessed my eye color, but no one knew. All bodies were buried cleanly. Thiessen of greed, Ryan. The South's done too. The illegal human experiment labs. And that annoying bunch called Avalon. Were all shredded without a trace. The Sis of Purity, Rannon. Good. Everything proceeds according to his will. We exist for the glory of the Great Moon. The secret organization, Blue Moon Worshippers of the Great Moon. However, a problem has arisen. Under his will, everything is perfect. What could possibly be a problem? The head of Avalon is the Count's eldest son, is he not? During the Southern Purge, a dangerous document was discovered. It seems the Count's eldest son is plotting against him. What? Indeed. After the ailing Kuth dies, Taifi eliminate him through poisoning. Truly. You're right. 2 years later. My father, Count Palacio, died. The official cause was listed as cardiac arrest. But given his drug abuse right up to death, it's obvious. What? Blue Moon again. Yes, they ambushed during the night. So, another total annihilation. Seems they're starting to take Blue Moon more seriously. Thus, the Count's funeral, with on one mourning him, ended quietly amidst complete silence. Young master, what will you do now? By next year, the commoner, the first son, will inherit the title. Huh? What's with all this luggage? You pack too. We're leaving. What, you're leaving the estate? Not completely, we're heading south. South? You mean Rodmill? Yes. I plan to move to a small village in the southern part of the Palacio territory. Rodmill. And 3 days later, I returned to the Count's mansion. What now? Another funeral for the first son. Can't believe I'm back in this blood-soaked place. The death flags are all different this time. Why is he already dead? 'Cause of death, heart pierced by blade. Who could it be? Who killed Leo? Excuse me, about the cause of death. Sorry for making eye contact. What's with them all of a sudden? Young master. Oh, Yebin, did you find anything? Yes, about that. Young master, could it be? You're the one who wiped out Avalon overnight. A while ago, on the day Alone left for Lodmill. By the way, young master, if you were leaving anyway, wouldn't the city have been a better choice? No, absolutely not. Lodmill is the final destination of my plan. I've saved the 5 great sins from their misfortune, and prevented the future where the world is destroyed. Lodmill has no connection to the original story, and it even has a palatial villa. It's the perfect place to live a leisurely life like a noble. The perfect place to live the sweet life. There's a reason for everything. I'm not falling for that anymore. You always brush things off like that when you're bothered. Ahem, let's just leave it at that. Should I kill him or not? He's useless whether he's here or not, anyway. I considered getting rid of him with poison after Father's death, but since he's quietly heading to the frontier, there's no reason to kill him anymore. Maybe it's because things with Avalon aren't going well lately. He's just annoying. Alman, follow the carriage. Does that mean you want me to kill him? Alman, Leo's right-hand man. What? Alman, who follows any order without a word of complaint. Why is he suddenly asking questions? Your job is to just do as you're told. You. How dare you? Betray me. I happen to enjoy war games. It's been quite Flynn until now. Alman, Leo's right-hand man. Haydn, member of the Blue Moon Organization. We have a creed taught to us by the Red Moon. The Blue Moon is his sword. We move as he wields it. But if someone tries to harm the Great Moon, we are permitted to move on our own. That is why I waited for you to say those words. To think it would take a whole 2 years. My men won't let you get away with this. With the words you just spoke, Avalon will now disappear from the continent forever. It's a pity. The Great Moon gave you a chance. Good morning. Lodmill was truly paradise. Another peaceful day. Waking up when I wanted. Eating when I wanted. I could finally enjoy the life of a true noble. Wow, maybe I should start a toast business. Young master, a telegram has arrived. What's this? Following the death of Leo Palacio, the return of Alon Palacio is requested. And so, the Paradise free trial ended in just 3 days. I returned once again to the Palacio estate. Why is everyone reacting like this? Young master, since when were you the mastermind who destroyed Avalon? In other words, I've been dropped into a simulation of non-stop, insane situations. Can you please explain to me, in a way I can understand, why I've become the mastermind? Because you are the only one who stands to gain from this. Leo was murdered after we left the mansion, giving you a perfect alibi and making you the heir. With Avalon gone, there's no one left to cause trouble over Leo's death. And just like that, you've become the mastermind of the county, with a sword master level assassin under your command. Are you having fun? Man, where do I even begin with this? There shouldn't be any organization capable of taking down an underworld big shot in an instant. Now that I think about it, Didn't you say there's an organization that hunts other organizations? Are you referring to the Blue Moon? Yeah. You think it might have been them? The Information Guild said it's unlikely to be the Blue Moon. They say the Blue Moon doesn't leave bodies, but they always leave a mark. However, Avalon's members were apparently killed by swords. It was a scene straight out of hell, they said. So that's why I'm the mastermind with a sword master. Right, the Blue Moon didn't appear in the game. There's no way some weak group that disappears before the main story even starts could be the culprits. Then who the hell was it? Any traces? They didn't leave any. Me too, me too. Hee. There were just lots of bodies. We've arrived. Remaining Avalon forces, 486 men. Just as the boss said. We cut them all in half. Good. Perfect. And so Avalon, the massive organization that once held sway over the Asteria Kingdom, in just 5 days, was turned to dust. However, it seems the cleanup isn't completely finished. What do you mean? I found more nobles connected to Avalon. The Altia Duchy seems to be especially deeply involved. You already know what I'm going to say. Don't you? Let's take care of it quietly. Lastly, the Information Guild, everything is clean, right? Yes, they are treating this matter as unrelated to Blue Moon. All guilds share the same stance. They call it the hell created by the Swordmaster. Should we maintain surveillance? Maintain it. This matter absolutely must not reach that person. I've told you multiple times, so you all know, right? But since that person's blood relative tried to target that person first, this case was not an order. We are a sword. A sword isn't supposed to think on its own, the Blue Moon must only move on command. Remember this. This person known everything. Never disappoint that person. I cannot understand. For a person with overwhelming ability like Yusha, to feel anxiety and nervousness over merely being found out. I got it. Everything is for the great moon, that person. I can't, no more. After the funeral, I was incredibly busy for a month. I want to just relax and live off my money. That's what a noble does. Although I've earned a lot of resentment, Leo's death was clearly supposed to be 6 years later. Since the deaths of my brothers changed the game's timeline, all the family work piled up on me, the heir. Little Count. Why is everyone working so hard? When the Count was around, they worked leisurely and took shortcuts. Is he angry? I must work even harder. I don't want to die. The vassals must also be working seriously because of the rumors about me being the mastermind, right? A former small company slave who just silently works. I just wish they would take care of things themselves. Young master. I have to say, I'm really surprised. To reach the 2nd tier in only 2 years of self-study. Remarkable talent. Normally, IT takes about 4 years of training to reach the 2nd tier, and magic can't even be used at all unless you're born with the gift. I guess I'm somewhat talented. I did practice hard for self-defense since I was so anxious. This technique also need precise mama control. But what's the point? WHRN, it's only half-baked. Never thought I'd actually use magic in a fantasy world. At first, I was excited. Once the plan is complete, there will be no danger, so I'll just self-study slowly. But lately, with survival becoming a real concern, the truth I've come to realize is, my mana hole is insanely small. Nothing is working out. The man a whole one is born with is like an athlete's body type fixed from birth. And my man a whole is quite a bit. Very small. If all else fails, there is one way. Oh, that's right. A dance invitation has finally arrived for the young master too. A dance party. Phew, I'm already tired. A regular ball for networking among nobles, held in the southern region of the Asteria Kingdom. Since I'm about to become the Count soon, maybe I should take this chance to build some connections. Networking with nobles is crucial for my peaceful future. But don't be too, haha. Don't be upset, haha, upset. No, not at all. I expected this much, Evan. I'll be back. I know, I'll be ignored for lacking dignity. Unlike the Tiame of my illustrious great-grandfather, the current Palacio is the black sheep of the East. But I didn't come here without any thought either. I will unlock this situation with the social skills I've secretly practiced. The taste of this wine is truly unique. Especially, the aroma seems distinctive. I'd like to have a few bottles at home. A gentle smile is a must-have for socializing. I'll talk to my father and prepare it right away. No, wait, that's not. This is an IT. He threatened her to forcibly take a limited edition specialty wine. Worse than his brother's a bigger scoundrel. She must be a uniquely shy young lady. Your loot has increased again. I find horse from Paldian. Fenian citrus tea. Villanda carfted Madel. Malentino specialty wine. I even studied up on wine. Turns out the Palacio name is more infamous than I thought. And since rumors say I killed my scoundrel brothers, I seem to have become a person everyone avoids. So much for networking. I'll go get some air. Okay. Where did it all go wrong? Excuse me, hello. May I speak with you for a moment? Did someone just talk to me? Who is IT? I am Loria, the third daughter of the Altia ducal house. Altia, of course. Yeah, hello. The Altia family is one of 3 great villains of psychedelia. The black sheep of the north. Well, anyone who speaks to me wouldn't be ordinary. But why don't I remember this girl? I don't think I ever saw her in the game. I'll get straight to the point. Please lend me your strength. I will, soon, be assassinated. I received my father's affection. And until now, I've been protected as the daughter of his mistress. The Duke of Altia has fallen gravely ill. My sisters are going to kill me. So it's all about survival. No wonder I didn't remember her. She was already dead when the game began. If it's the power you hold alone, then please. I refuse. I'm not asking for free. If you help me, I'll give you half of House Altia. That'll be all. I'll take my leave. It's hard enough just keeping myself Alvi. I shouldn't invite trouble. Even if I wanted to help, unlike the rumors, I don't have any special powers. Something good will happen for you. I hope she meets a good ally. So Altia has approached the Great Moon. I should let the Red Moon know too, that something good will happen to that one. No, that won't be necessary. If the information is correct, She's the only Altia who's not entangled with Avalon, which means she's not one of Raiden's targets. That makes things easier. All the other Altias will be dealt with anyway. Yes. According to the Red Moon's command, we'll focus on cutting off the information flow, so that the Avalon incident never reaches him. Do I have some kind of barrier around me or what? Hello. Was that greeting meant for me? For real this time? Maybe I can finally get friendly with nobles. Yes, hello. Again another shady one. Figures anyone who talks to me first can't possibly be a normal noble. Hello, Lady Zenonia. Oh my, you know me. Of course you're quite famous, after all. The three great villainous house of the kingdom of Asteria. In the north, House Altia. In the east, House Palatio. And in the west, the degenerates of Zenonia. Famous, am I? Kalia, eldest daughter of Count Zenonia. If Palatio is a gang, Zenonia is a more refined, corporate-style syndicate. I just need some noble connections to help me live peacefully. For my sweet life, I must never get involved with them. Because you're so beautiful, of course. Thank you for the compliment. I'd love to talk more. How about IT? I'd like that, but there are too many eyes watching right now. Please just let me go quietly. Just as the rumors say. I look forward to seeing you again. What was that all of a sudden? The information about the Avalon incident is being perfectly contained. Though there's a new concern now. That one keeps observing him. A tail, huh? There were no direct orders, so we'll watch and eliminate if needed. My lord, are you certain this time? This canyon, it's really the place we've been looking for. It's broad daylight, but it's strangely dark inside, isn't it? Finally found it. My real objective. If this one's a bust too, I'll be depressed. This time, it's the real deal. In the game, IT was easy to find. In truth, the reason I came all the way out here under the guise was because of the labyrinth in the south. The labyrinth of whispers. Solve the riddles in 8 chambers. And you'll earn a valuable artifact as a reward. I still remember the whole walkthrough. Wow, to actually see the labyrinth entrance in real life. Even though I got sick of this place in game, it still feels different now. It's like someone built this canyon by hand. How do you know about places like this? I used to come here often. You came here often. Daydreaming again. Kidding, I've got my ways. Let's go. Please don't joke like that with that face of yours. Looks like it. KK smash US flat if we get a riddle wrong. How does my lord manage to stay so calm? Even in a situation like this. We've been together 4 years and I still can't figure him out. Paid off someone's debt. Helped a slave. Took down an evil organization. Saved an orphan. And yet, how does he know everything about this place when he's never left home? Got the riddle right, but IT won't open until that thing's done. Even so, following this mysterious young master has always led to something good in the end. What are you planning this time, my lord? Finally, the door's opening. I'm gonna puke. Nearly sprained my neck trying not to look. Wow, finally over, huh? Yeah, just take the black ring and let's go. That's the goal. IT looks totally useless. Anything else will only bring trouble. Leave IT. Finally obtained the constraint. Don't worry, nothing dangerous on the way back. Yes. Anyway, thanks to the walkthrough, this was Wazy. My lord. Did you expect this too? So the pile of stones in the canyon were actually golems. Unknown enemy fantastic. There has to be a way to get at least my lord out of here. This time, I'll do IT. Sir. Whatever you're planning, escape is our top priority. Wait, second-tier magic won't be enough. Constraint commence. Fragment inheriting the great will of Nyarlala. Speak the 2 constraints you can enact. In the game, this part had a selection window. So that voice is the labyrinth clear reward constraint. As the name suggests, an absorption type artifact that imposes restrictions on the user in exchange for power. That voice, it makes me feel like this really is reality. The first. Speak. In all spellcasting, the hand seals of Babylonia shall be absolutely required. What do you wish to gain by this? Power to twist the laws of the world a little further. Granted. The second. Speak. In all spoolcasting, only the sacred words of Babylonia may be used. And what do you seek by this? The same as before. Did I mess up? I even mimicked the skill icon just in case. Choosing both seals and words for constraint gives the highest magic attack power. I mastered all the hand signs and phrases through repeated play. Which means this has to work. Accepted. Human who remembers the seals and mysteries of the forgotten great god. We offer our gratitude to you who carry on his will. Carrying on his will, what's that supposed to mean? Seeing the ring being absorbed. Looks like the constraint worked successfully. I have always watched you, inheritor of the will. My lord, second-tier magic. It's not enough. The sphere of lightning, which should have shone brilliantly, remained faint even after I poured in all my mana. No matter how much I train, this is my limit. Then it's time to test the constraint. And the price it deans. Refraction. Rebound. Blue light. A linear diffraction. Damn it. This is unbelievable. Were you hiding your true power all along? That's impossible. What? In my 15 years as a mercenary, I've never seen anything like this. Are you saying that was truly second-tier magic? Yes. I didn't know about it myself. IT wasn't this powerful in the game, if I recall. In the turn-based combat system of psychedelia, a spell can be enhanced using a sigil or an incantation per turn. This time, IT was a chain lightning spell. Using 4 incantations and sigils. It was strengthened over live turns. Stacked thunderbolts were amplified together, forming a configuration suited for large-scale lighting magic. In exchange for the restriction that required me to use a sigil and an incantation for every spell I cast, I gained something else. O forgotten mortal who recalls the sigil and mystery of the great god. I offer you gratitude for inheriting his will. That must be why the magic was amplified several-fold. Even so, second-tier magic feels like overkill. The result went far beyond my expectations. IT even surprised me. This is even tougher than fighting. Who on earth designed such a dreadful place? Come to think of it, the Whispering Labyrinth had another name. It spread around the community through shared map settings and guidebooks. What's the Palayan Labyrinth? Everyone keeps saying Palayan, but what even is that? The Whispering Labyrinth, mid-level grinding zone in the game. According to the director, the labyrinth has an owner, apparently. You can grind infinitely and you skip the reward. At some point, IT started being called the Labyrinth of Palayan. Yes, IT was created by someone named Palayan. Pardon? What did you say? We're heading back east. There's something I want to do once we return. What? You're more diligent than I thought, sir. Choosing a sigil that matches the spell's element increases its potency. And picking the right incantation strengthens its properties, and that's how the game works. But unlike in the game, where the visuals stayed the same and only attack stats rose, this time each sigil visibly altered the spell itself. Even if it's just magic technique. Could it be that my mana control is exceptional enough to perceive those changes? Once my mana recovers, I'll have to test it. Either way, everything turned out well in the end. The Age of Forgotten Outer Gods. The script of the Alan F. Empire. For a friend who would be left alone, the Swordmaster Palayan stood his ground. He repelled the invasion of the Black Ones and defeated Ala Kalaka, the devourer of his subjects' hearts. The Radiant Emperor, the Great Palayan. I know all of it, because I was born under the Great Mission, within the ancient library. Yes, it was Palayan who made it. I knew the Bloody Queen differed from the one recorded in history, so I could tell something was extraordinary. To think the Great Moon itself once called Palayan a friend worthy of reverence. Moreover, the incantation he whispered doesn't even exist in the records of the ancient library. Just who was that man? Everything the Crimson Moon said was true. I'm ashamed of myself for merely following orders. You've arrived. Did you manage to obtain the information? No. The man in black has perished. His neck suddenly twisted twice in midair. I'll have to report this for proper handling. The Zenoni account's house. So, it wasn't just a rumor. His gaze was so cold and unfeeling. Just like the depths of the abyss. Famous, you say? Yes. Count Zenonia is both powerful and renowned. But it felt strange that someone like me, who rarely socializes, was the one people found famous. Isn't that strange, Father? It's because you're the Count, after all. No one would ever suspect that I'm the one truly running the house while my father acts as a fool. How did they find out? Well, there are quite a few eyes watching now. Even the spy I planted seems to have been detected already. Lady Kalia. What is it? You should come to your room immediately. It seems the seal didn't activate, so he must not have revealed the secret. He deliberately placed it in my chamber, then. How did they find this out? I've been caught off guard with a major weakness the moment we met. Altia Ducal territory. As expected, he's not one to be taken lightly. The noble of the underworld. Eyes as cold as father's. He's someone you must never make an enemy of. He was my last lifeline, but he wouldn't agree to a deal with such heavy losses. Eldest son, Timelian. Eldest daughter, Marianne. Second daughter, Phylon. Second son, Kig. I was stripped of all wealth and power by my cowardly siblings, because I had nothing left. Until now, I barely managed to survive by clinging to father's mercy and affection. What am I supposed to do now? Lady Loria. The young lady has returned. My lady. Lady Phylon and Lord Kig. They took their own life. What did you say? People who would easily stab their own family killed themselves. That doesn't make any sense. Then, what about Brother Temilian and Sister Marianne? Lord Temilian. Lady Marianne. What's this? Eliminated. What on earth? Good fortune will come to you. The one who hid his claws and waited for the right time to seize the seat. The true shadow behind the Count's house. So that's what it meant. Just like that. I become the sole heir of the Altia Duchy overnight. What kind of ridiculous demon have I made a deal with? But there's no turning back now. I already know what happens to those who betray him. There have been too many examples. I can only move forward on the path I chose. 2 months later. We've come under the order of Duke Altia. Duke Altia. That's Cernak's wine. Each bottle costs several thousand gold. I can't believe I'm actually seeing one. So it wasn't the Duke, but the youngest, Loria, who prepared this. Why give this to me, though? Is this really meant for me? Yes, the Duke personally prepared it, and ordered that it be delivered by hand. The Duke. Personally. Wait a second, that means the youngest, Loria, became the Duke of Altia. 2 months flew by like a storm. After father's death from illness, I held the succession ceremony and became the Duke. I wasn't even allowed to enter this office before. Although empty siblings' deaths were sudden, I avoided all suspicion, thanks to the alibi called the ball. At the time, even my secret organization had been wiped out by my siblings, and when I returned to the mansion, I had truly lost everything. When I realized it later, I was horrified. He even took advantage of that situation. Outwardly, he declined my offer with indifference. But afterward, he handled everything perfectly. Just how many steps ahead is he planning? I didn't even inform him of father's death to avoid burdening him, yet. No doubt, he reached out to me because his plan required Altia. Though I've unified all the organizations under Altia, I still can't compare to the power he's concealing. Which means he wants something else from me. Palacio. The underworld tycoon who rose purely through business. If there's something he doesn't have that I do, it must be the renown of Altia, the name that manipulates the political world from the shadows. For now, I should focus on what needs to be done. My noble benefactor will contact me soon. I hope the gift pleased him. Then, I'll take my leave. Loria, who was once under death threats, is now the Duke. Why is he acting like that again? Something strange is going on. A few months later. 5 years before the story's beginning. Hey, young master. Young master, no, you're a count now, right? Not officially yet, but yeah, since the new year, I suppose I can use the title. Becoming a count wasn't in my sweet life plan, but oh well. Still, once I got used to it, I did start enjoying the perks of nobility. Work-life balance wasn't half bad either. Here, a letter from Yusha. By the way, Did you find any information about the assassins who killed Leo? Nothing yet, but the Information Guild is investigating thoroughly. We'll see soon. And what's your goal in this? It's not revenge, is it? Maybe the small differences from the game are the butterfly effects caused by me. I just want to be prepared, just in case. That sounded quite count-like just now. Sure, let's go with that. What will it be this time, I wonder? How have you been? We're all doing fine as usual. Everyone's been absorbed in their hobbies lately. Deus's puppet plays are practically pre-optional now. Sealong's been playing games with her friends. Ryan still quietly reads. Booch's been making things quite often, too. Raiden's developed a taste for gardening. The monthly letters from the orphanage, they had become a warm, familiar routine. Though I've never seen their faces, watching them grow while sponsoring them makes me smile like a proud dad. Come to think of it, the five, know how old are they now? You're suddenly curious. They're about to reach the age to step into society. Most of those you personally rescued are around that age group. Thank you for raising us. Right, that's true. I guess it's about time to let them go. Really? Weren't they the sickly ones you kept close on purpose? There's no need anymore. They've grown up well, so it's time to think about their futures. Since I've made sure they won't awaken as sins, they'll manage on their own now, right? Now that they're all healthy. Yes, I think so. Each boss battle had narration revealing their traits. Yusha, talent for faith. Deus, talent for the sword. Rhine, talent for research. Sealong, talent for combat. Raiden, talent for leadership. If I place them in the right positions, they should each be able to shine. I might as well give each of them a gift, they'll love that. All done. Then. I'll be off. Maybe if things go well later, I'll get a little bonus out of it. Children, may you take these letters and step into the wider world. A directive has arrived. This time, exceptionally, each one has been delivered personally.